Red dot is on the top right.
Okay. Hey everyone, it's Jason from NEDCO out of Atlanta, Georgia. We manufacture the Easy Fold line along with multiple other projects, but this video is basically for anyone that's just getting an Easy Fold line and how to set it up, uncrate it, and basically set everything up in basic operations of the machine in general. So the first thing is it's going to come in a large crate. Okay, it's going to say side off. So you're going to take that side off, and there's going to be L brackets that are connected to the wood. You're going to take the L brackets off, pick it up with a forklift, put the wheels on it or casters, then drop it back down. Then you're going to move it to wherever location that you need it. Okay, when you get it to the location, first of all, this thing is going to be tied up. Okay, so we're going to start at the front, and Ryan's going to follow me all the way back, and I'm going to show you what you need to do to get everything set up. So just stick with me.
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to start at the front, move all the way to the back. So we have to tie this thing up when we ship it. Okay, so the first tie you're going to see is in the end feed table. There's going to be a zip tie right here that is basically wrapped around here. Okay, so you're going to cut that. If you don't cut that, this table will not come back. There's an air cylinder underneath the table. That's why we put it in there. Okay, you've got that zip tie. Your next one's going to be right here. This is a safety switch. So it's going to be zip tied, usually to this roller. You have to cut this zip tie so this can freely move. Okay, so this is just a safety precaution for each machine. Okay, so we're going to keep moving here. This is a long sleeve attachment. Back up. This is a long sleeve attachment. Okay. You have main drive belts in here. There's going to be usually a wire wrapped around them. Okay, you have to cut the wire, pull the wire off. Same thing with the 2000. So this Lexan is going to be screwed down. You're going to take the screw out, obviously, and then there's going to be a wire wrapped around usually the front and the back side. You have to cut that wire, pull it out. Okay, so let's keep moving. Okay, again, there's going to be a wire. Cut this wire at the end of the machine. Okay, and these blocks rotate. It's a 1/2-inch wrench. These need to be as close to this bearing as possible on the top side. So when the product comes out, it rolls directly out on the rollers down onto the bagger sealer. Do not leave this thing down like this. That is not how it's supposed to be. And when your product comes out, it's going to turn, hit this, and it's going to roll up. So again, 1/2-inch wrench, loosen those bolts up. This one's being difficult. I don't know why it is, but let's loosen it up some more. If I can get it. Okay. Again, there. And then you can tighten them up underneath here, like this. Okay? That's how that needs to be.
Okay.
Okay. So we went through basic uncrating and then taking all the ties off. So now you're really ready for operation. Okay. Again, your machine needs 120 or 240, 220, depending on how we wired it up, but normally let's say 120. So plug it in, please, to a dedicated outlet, and at the end is where you plug your air in. So exit end here. That's where you plug your air in. Now plug your main air line into the male. Okay, and this is a 1/4-inch fitting, pneumatic fitting. Okay, plug it in. Now if you come around here, Ryan, so this panel is going to be here. Okay, let's take this panel off. Now when you plug your air in, your main air regulator is here on the opposite side of the main motor. Okay, if you plug it in and it doesn't say anything, this machine's not going to work. You have to have minimum 80 to 100 psi on this machine for it to work effectively. Okay, main here, check this, plug your air in, make sure you have electrical, and then we're going to start. So next I'm going to go over the e-stops and where everything is so you can run the machine. Okay.
Good to go.
Okay, so So now that we have the air hooked up, we have the electrical hooked up. You have e-stops in this machine, okay? If this is pushed in, you have to twist it clockwise, and it has to come out for the machine to run. If this is pushed in, it's not going to run, okay? And if you don't cut this, it's not going to run. There's a safety switch here. Okay, if that's pressed in, it's not going to work. E-stop here. So let's twist that and make sure it's out. Another e-stop here, which is your main box. Okay. Twist that, make sure that's out. And your last e-stop's at the back here. Okay. So as you can hear, when you press that in, if they're in, your air is gonna release. You're not gonna have anything. Let's twist it off. You hear the air come back in the machine. Everything's ready for basic operation. Okay. So now that you've checked all that, this is your main electrical box. This breaker should be on. Okay, make sure it's on. If it's not on, then that has to be on for the machine to work. There's an extra fuse inside this box, bottom left corner. Okay, I don't have a flathead to open this right now, but bottom left corner, extra fuse if you need it. The main fuse is in the middle of this box. So when everything is ready to go, your start button's here. Remember, all these have to be out. And then you're gonna start the machine, okay? Now we're gonna go over how to run a shirt. Basic setting up your length, your width, and your sleeve tuckers, and your timer. Those are the only adjustments you need on this machine, and then you have the pinch points. But other than that, that's gonna be the next video. So thank you so much. Okay, so first thing I'm really gonna do is show you the two most important things in the world on this machine. Okay, there's 2 pinch points. Now this depends on if you get a long sleeve. Okay, if you don't have a long sleeve, there's only 1 pinch point. But the pinch points are at the end feed of the machine. This is a pinch point. Okay, these bottom rollers move up and down, and the reason for that is you have t-shirts and then you have large hoodies. You can't run a hoodie when it's this tight, because it's gonna push this up. You have springs that are gonna make it come back down. Okay. Okay, so you have a pinch point here, and then you have another one. That's if you have a long sleeve, from the long sleeve to the 2000. Okay, which is in there. Ryan's kind of showing you, but you're gonna kind of figure out where that is. So let's go back to the front. So again, the pinch points are very important. If you don't adjust the pinch points, you're gonna mess up the machine, no matter what. And I see it weekly, literally. Okay, so again, pinch point is here. Let me turn this. Now that we have air on it, I'm gonna show you. So if you're looking at your in-feed table, you have an air cylinder at the bottom. It's a mini air regulator. You have to pull it out. If you go counterclockwise, you're taking air off. There's an air cylinder under here. You're taking air out of it. Okay, so it's going to drop it down. Okay, so if I keep going, keep going, keep going, this is going to drop down, drop down, drop down, drop down. Okay, and then basically where I want it, if I have, let's see, it's basically almost all the way up now. Okay, but if you drop this down, it's just going to take me a minute. There it goes. So now you see this is much wider. If you keep it this way and you try and run a shirt like a t-shirt, it's not going to work. It's got to have both belts to grab the garment. Okay. Now for a hoodie that might work, but for a little t-shirt you're going to bring this in and the belts aren't going to grab it, so it's just going to come back out and it's going to be sitting here. So make sure before you start this is closed up. Do not ever let them touch. If they touch and the belt breaks, you have to replace the belt, and we don't sell them per belt. You have to buy a whole set, and they're not cheap. So make sure these never touch. I don't care how close you get it, but just don't let them touch. So again, pinch point here, pinch point here. So you have 3 main air regulators here. So that's for the long sleeve. This is for the 2000, which is inside the machine. It's kind of hard to miss. So again, you got to make sure that's pretty close, not touching. For hoodies, let's open it up a little bit. Again, counterclockwise to take air off, clockwise to put air on. Okay? Okay, now we're going to go back to the front. So now that you have your pinch point set, now we're going to go up basic operation. Okay, so you start your in-feed table. There's numbers on the side of the machine, on the in-feed table, I'm sorry. So you've got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I set that at 11, that means there's 22 inches on this in-feed table. So when it folds the shirt in half, that's going to make it 11 inches long. So your length is set on the in-feed table here. And this is your back guide, so you can set it and then run the shirt into it, put your hand over the photo eye. Okay? So set that for your length. Your photo eye is what engages the table. In and out, in and out. As you can see, I'll turn it on. Okay, so you're going to load the garment here, pull it back. This is your center line. Photo eye. Okay, here's the question that I get all the time. You do not have to wait between shirts. Pull one in, and right when that thing moves, I want you to put another one on so you can get through production. That's what it's all about. So just go as fast as you can. Do not wait. Okay? Again, photo eye, in and out. There's an air cylinder underneath that's doing that. Your length is set with these numbers. So if you want the shirt 11 inches long, put it at 11. Okay? So that's the first thing. So Ryan's gonna come around here. Here's the second thing. Your length's on there. Your fold width is here where it says fold width. There's a bunch of guides inside the machine. So if you can see this, it's gonna say 6 through 12 inside this machine. That's your fold width. So I'm gonna set it at 9. Okay? So that's your fold width and your length. Now your sleeve tuckers are what actually fold the shirt. So your left tucker, we're going to set at 2. Right tucker, we're going to set at 2. Which you're going to see 1 through 4 on each side right here. Left tucker, and you got 2 more over there. Right tucker at 2. Sleeve tucker at 2. That's your default. So 9 by 11 is pretty industry standard for almost anything. Adult, small through 2XL. But full width, your sleeve tuckers, 2, 2, 2. And then your fall width at 9. Okay. The last thing is at the end. There's a timer here. Okay. It's going to go from 0 to 10. Let's just put it at 5, just for safe measure. Okay. Now I've got a small, but I'm going to run it anyways. See how it goes. So after all that is set, guys, you're ready to roll. Okay. So you can just begin and see how things happen. Now normally, you can see Ryan has actually tested this one, and we have a custom fold chart on the in-feed table. Okay, so we usually do this for each customer depending on if you send us samples, but he made this one for them. They didn't send samples, but we actually ran it and made just a basic fold chart. So if you have this, you already have all these adjustments, so you know what to do when you get the machine. But I'm going to run one now that we've set everything up and just see how we got it. Okay, so it should be 9 by 11 when it comes out, or somewhat, depending on the time. Okay, that's about as good as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the last thing before I let y'all go. Okay, so I want you to look at something here. On that back, see, I've got this lined up perfectly, but if this shirt comes out like this, and it's offset from the top of the shirt, the timer is what tells it when to fold the shirt in half. Okay, so right now I've got it set at about 4.5. So I'm going to set it at 3, and I'm going to show you what it looks like if we have enough time. Okay, so this shirt is going to come out really long because the timer's not set right. So for example, as you can see, it's offset. So once you change the time, you would add time. So I got it at 3, let's go 5, and then that's going to come out dead straight, squared out, beautiful. I'm going to do it one more time for y'all. This needs to be up here or it's not going to work correctly. So as you see, I actually put too much time, so it's too far. We drop down a little bit, now it's going to be dead on. Now it's going to come out like this. Okay. So that's basic operation, uncrating, in a virtual install, let's call it, for any easy fold line that you're going to get. It's very basic, plug and play. But again, we thank you so much for your business and welcome to the family. Thank you.